Metete faces media backlash back home in Ontario, Canada, as the authorities, have demanded explanation for the negative media buzz she's having in Nigeria. Yes, you heard me well, okay? So it's really getting crazy and very hot, with this Metete story, okay? And I want to say that this is not coming to me particularly as a surprise because I have been wondering where this whole conundrum is going to take us to, So according to the story, the authorities in Ontario, Canada, have gotten wind of what is going on in Nigeria, the negative publicity, to Metete, and by extension to the government and the people of Ontario, Canada. Okay, and that is why this is coming up at this time. So Metete is alleged to have to be facing the biggest career test of her life right now, as she has been summoned by the Ontario authorities to explain the negative media buzz back in our country, Nigeria. This is not coming to me, like I said, as a surprise because I've always known that this whole thing will eventually come to this, because don't forget that just recently there's this popular, I think, American musician T-Pain, that became famous for because his street was named after him. And do you know what brought that all about? It was because in Nigeria there was this popular coinage, T-Pain, which the people have infamously ascribed to our dear president, President Tinubu, So they've been Nigerians, maybe out of frustration, hunger, whatever. So they have labeled our dear president T-Pain, So, and T-Pain is exactly the same name of an American, I think America, if I'm not too sure now, either America or UK, but the popular musician out of these shores of this country bears that name, T-Pain. And because, Nigeria, the population is over, this is much, we run into millions and millions, and, we dominate the social sphere, a lot. So when that T-Pain thing in Nigeria was getting so much popularity, they thought it was the T-Pain in America or so, and that led to a street being named after him. Okay, so for something that was happening innocently in Nigeria, someone far away in US, T-Pain, made a gain out of it. So what I'm trying to say is that no matter what happens, as long as that thing is in the social space, social media space, everybody will get to know. And that is why the authorities in Ontario have now heard about the negative media onslaught going on in Nigeria regarding their official. Okay, don't forget that Metete was appointed early this year, as a commissioner for trade. I think, yeah, that should be it, commissioner for trade. So she is their responsibility. So they are reacting appropriately, if you ask me. Okay. So how Metete? Okay, so that is what is going on right now. Okay, so like I said, this why reacting based on the negative media buzz she's getting in Nigeria, and like I said, I'm not surprised that this is happening, unfortunately. But how Metete is going to navigate her way out of this avoidable mess she has brought upon herself is not known at this moment, okay? And I wonder what she was thinking when she kept going on and on with this whole thing. Well, I wish her well in her defense, or is it presentation now? I really don't know what it is right now. So from the moment she left the comfort of her cozy, opulent lifestyle in Ontario, Canada, and started that week-long birthday celebration, which could have easily been held in Canada, that was when her gradual descent to this avoidable disrepute, began, if you ask me. You recall that her gradual decline continued when some Oloris started a pseudo fight with her. Those moments that she tried to take over their spaces in the Ooniofife's palace. And that was expected, because you can't come, no matter how far you've gone with this friendship, you cannot just come, enter the palace, and you are trying to dominate people who are legally, according to what they said, who are married to KBC, dominating their space, and you won't get backlash for it. Okay? So, so, so so that is it. Okay. So for a diplomat of that high standing, in faraway Canada, one would have expected Metete to be more circumspect and have a great balance in the way and manner she comports herself, taking full cognizance of her social standing. I believe she never did that. So the question which has been bothering me since this whole imbroglio started is, why will a beautiful woman like her decide to throw away everything she has labored for just to achieve the title of an Olori? I'm really wondering, are there no other high caliber men in Ontario, Canada? Are there no high caliber men even in Nigeria? Does it not matter to her that even if she eventually gets married to Kabiyesi, that that he may not be fully available for her, having already married 6 Oloris, and not forgetting that there is our own dear Queen of Queen, Naomi, in the picture. Has marriage to Kabiyesi now become a do or die affair? Is marriage itself a do or die affair? These are questions that I really think we should have answers to from her. I'm asking all these questions because if all the reports we are getting from the social media are true, then it is rather unfortunate that she's putting her hard-earned credibility on the line for just the name of an Olori. It is quite sad indeed. But who am I to judge her, really? She just turned 50 years and so obviously knows exactly what she's doing. Perhaps, who knows, perhaps this will be her greatest achievement in life. You never can tell. We all do have our individual idiosyncrasies, which sometimes go in conflict with the societal expectations. So who knows, maybe perhaps this is her biggest achievement if she's able to pull it through. Everyone has theirs, okay? But here's my take in all of this. And that is, if this story coming out is true. Marriage should not be forced, no matter what. It should be organic. Yes, you heard me well. It should be organic. Number 2, moderation should and ought to be her watchword. Allowing herself to overreact and pressured unnecessarily was uncalled for. 3, and finally, what will be will be. After all, the palace has not denied her. So who knows? Perhaps she could be married today as I'm doing this video now. Perhaps it could be tomorrow. Perhaps it could be any day. Okay? So I believe that she should be patient and wait for God's time for this to happen organically, like I said before. Well, I believe she has learned, the hard way by now. And that is why she's gradually retracing her steps, courtesy of the car that was said to have purportedly been given by her to Kabiyesi, which Kabiyesi, expectedly rejected. And I also understand that family members are making desperate move to also beg Kabiyesi, to just see everything as a big mistake from her and take her back the way she was before. Okay, so I want to say at this point that I'm wishing her good luck, as she responds to the queries from the Ontario authorities. So this is what came out at this time regarding Metete and Kabiyesi on one hand, and the response that the Ontario officials, the authorities, are making at this time. So what do you think about this story? Please, should you feel you want to make your comments, your suggestions, your reactions, kindly go to the comment section and do that. I'll be waiting right there to hear from you. Thank you so much for those of you who have been liking our videos, those of you who have been sharing them, and most importantly, those of you who care to subscribe to this channel. Okay? God bless you for doing that. So I'm going to be back soon. Bye-bye.